Hey everybody, welcome to Countdown to Blastoff, Week 20. We've got FLW Tour Pro and Frog Tape Pro, Brian Travis, with us this week as we move into the back half of the 2011 season. We always want to thank our three great sponsors, Ranger Boats and the great line of Z-Series, Comanche Boats, Evinrude and the great line of E-Tech Outboards, and of course Progressive Insurance, where we keep telling you can get a free quote at www.progressive.com and probably save some significant money. Brian, with that being said, we got a lot of tournaments coming up this weekend. We're going down to Eufaula for the Lee King benefit tournament. We've been covering that. It's the 11th year. You know Eufaula well. I talked to some folks at Eufaula yesterday. They think in order to get a big bag down there right now, you're going to have to fish deep off the ledges.
I agree. You know, that lake's a shallow lake for the most part. And when it gets real hot like this, I mean, those fish are either going to go in the shade or they're going to go extremely deep. And if it would be my guess, you know, I agree with them. I think it's going to be some deep fishing caught.
Now, when you go deep like that, over 25 feet, normally that's going to be a Carolina rig or jig and spoon, wouldn't you think?
It is. I mean, you can catch some on personally, you know, I like throwing a big 3/4 ounce football jig. Yeah. I mean, that kind of thing like we do at Kentucky, throwing a big football jig or a big 12-inch worm. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing this next week myself. So, you know, spoons are good. Matter of fact, I just bought some here at the Great Outdoors. So, you know, they're in the same situation I'm in. They're going to be fishing deep.
All right, we got a BFL up on Kerr that a lot of regional guys are going to. How would you fish Kerr Bugs Island right now?
You know, I would start off with the top water. I fished up there this time of year before. There's some really good rocky deep points down that lower end. I would hit those first, and then, you know, just my preference, I'd go fish shallow. Okay. I'd try to fish some shallow brush, shallow docks. You know, if you can find some grass up there, that might be a key right now, too. I'm not sure. I hadn't been up there this year. I know the other year there were some grass.
Well, I know one thing. You better check the water level before you go up there.
Exactly. If it's in the bushes, I know where I would be.
There you go. We've also got a EverStart series is going to be at Pickwick Lake, which you'll be at after July the 4th. I think it's your last FLW Tour event. That ought to be a good tournament. EverStart's had a good year.
It ought to be. I'm looking forward to see how they do so I can kind of prepare myself for our tournament.
What a shock that is. You pay attention to some of these other tournaments. Hey, we've got some other things going on. The Chattanooga Bass Association fishes all their tournaments at Chickamauga. Mm-hmm. I believe you were at Chickamauga earlier this year. What a phenomenal lake that's been this year.
It has. Chickamauga is a fun place. I mean, it's kind of the hidden jewel right now of that whole area. You know, I want to say it's a young Guntersville. Mm-hmm. I don't think it gets quite the pressure as Guntersville, but it's got the quality fish.
A lot of grass.
Exactly, a lot of grass. And, you know, we put in there Chester Frost, and Chattanooga Fishing Fun is right there. I mean, if you need tackle, go by there and see those guys.
That's great. We've also got a Bassmasters weekend series at Fort Loudon Tellico, which we were at for the Tim Irwin Food City event just a few weeks back. You know, that's an interesting reservoir, the way that thing runs, and you have a lot of little areas you can go to. There's certain pockets of it that fish a lot better than others.
It is. I mean, and that's the case on those kind of waters. You know, you could actually go into one of those pockets, and it's a totally different reservoir than what you started on. And that's why a lot of guys will win that thing. They'll find some little secret spot, and that's where they'll catch them.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, we get into this part of the year and you think, oh, there's, you know, fishing slowing way down. If you look at the tournaments page on Anglers Channel and you type in the dates, there are more tournaments than we could ever cover in this segment, which is why you need to go to the tournaments page on anglerchannel.com, type in your date, type in your state, whatever you're looking for, and we got plenty of tournaments for you to check out. Man, good seeing you. Best of luck rest of the way on the FLW Tour. Don't forget, the Frog Tape man with this yellow and green, you cannot miss him on the water or on the highway. Good seeing you. And, folks, we'll see you next week.